Actually, there's a very simple answer to that. The authorities are doing absolutely nothing, and that is why these cases get repeated over and over again. Gautam Kaul, ex-Commissioner of Police, New Delhi. Thank you very much, Mr. Kaul, for joining me.
A little correction. I'm not Commissioner.
Yeah.
I was Additional Commissioner.
Ex-Additional Commissioner
but
of Police.
I have an interest in police.
Thank you very much, yes. Mr. Kaul. Thank you for joining me. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer, thank you very much. An activist. She's very much part of the Anna Hazare movement as well. Thank you, Kiran Bedi. Sudha Sundaram is General Secretary of the All India Democratic Women's Association. And Khushbu is the DMK leader and a prominent women's leader. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Kiran Bedi, to start with you first. This happens in a thickly populated area of Delhi, in the Munir Ka area. And it happens at 9 o'clock. Happens on a moving bus. Is this because there is absolutely no fear among these rapists of the law?
Yes, the audacity with which this crime has been committed shows there is fearlessness amongst those people who wanted to do this or who are all out to commit this crime. There appears to be an absence of a crime prevention plan. There appears to be. Because if there is one, I would like it to go on the website so that everybody can see. And if there is one, is the community involved? What kind of crime prevention plan? What kind of crime prevention plan for post-sunset hours, particularly on crimes against women, particularly for outlying areas, particularly for crime on the move, which is in the buses, when we know that this is the vulnerable, this is the modus operandi to be committing such a crime. I believe this is an absence of or existence of a very weak crime prevention plan. I don't want to come to investigation, detection and punishment. I want to see it prevented first as a woman. Because it's my birthright as a woman to be secure while being on the road. That's my first fundamental right. When as a woman I'm denied that, no other rights matter to me. Because if I don't have a sense of security while being on the road, for a legitimate reason, it doesn't matter. I have a right. I think nothing else matters to me.
Miss Bedi, you're absolutely right. And I am completely with you in what you're saying. The whole country is with you. But I have a simple question. I want to put that question to Sudha Sundaram. You see, the problem is, does the political class of our country care? Sudha Sundaram, on the 11th of December 2012, there was a news report that there was an attempt on a life of a member of the Legislative Assembly in Delhi. The Delhi Speaker, Yoganand Shastri, stood up and said, we want protection. Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit, who's giving photocopy answers today, cyclo-style answers, a repeat of the answer she gives every time. She stood up in the assembly, she says, I also demand security for the MLAs. And Sheila Dikshit says, I will even offer to incur the expenses for greater security for the MLAs. So Sudha Sundaram, that's the irony, isn't it? I mean, that's the biggest irony. You spend on security for these people.
I think it's a great shame, it's outrageous that in Delhi such atrocities are happening. They are increasing by the day. And the government, the authorities, they are unable to control these kind of crimes. I think this is just beyond tolerance. We cannot tolerate this kind of incidents of crime. The government will have to pull up its socks. The authorities will have to pull up their socks. Actually, what is happening is that as girls are coming out into the world, they are coming into new spheres of action, they are asserting themselves, we find that there is a huge backlash, and we find this is combining with the current changes that are happening in a neoliberal world, where you have a market force commandeering all the actions, and this combination is becoming very fatal for women, very difficult for women, leading to this kind of huge abuse and huge sexual violence.
Ms. Sundaram, beyond going into the reasons, we now have to look for a solution. And I want to throw open the phone lines.
You will have to look
I want to throw open the phone lines before I go to our next guest. So
you have to tackle the reasons to go to the solution.
The phones are being opened up. Particularly if you're from Delhi, you call into the Times Now number now, as this Newshour panel goes on. My question to you is, do you think politicians have done enough to stop these instances from happening? If you're a woman in Delhi, you want to call in right now and tell us whether you feel safe, what this incident means to you, and whether you think MLAs deserve security and the women of Delhi don't deserve any security. Please call in. The number will be on your screen. My question to Mr. Gautam Kaul is this. I sense that there is a blame game between Delhi police and the Sheila Dikshit. Delhi police reports to the Home Ministry. Sheila Dikshit commiserates. But beyond the point of time, if you push her, she's going to say, I don't really control things out here. And the Delhi police is not answerable to her. So in this circle, the Aam Aadmi, and especially the women of Delhi, face the kind of situation.
Even if Sheila Dikshit ji gets the charge of the police, or Delhi police, I don't think so it would bring about any change.
Why do you say that?
You see, the police is supposed to be answerable to law, not to a politician. It's answerable to the court.
Yeah.
If the police arrests accused and bring it finally before the court, and if the court takes a lenient view, where will the politician go? The politician cannot control the courts. Either they should decide also on that.
No, but what about the prosecution? Don't get into that. By the way, I'm going to put up the phone numbers. I just mentioned first phone number 24990594. Mumbai number 022-24990594. Please call in on this number. I'll just get the other numbers will flash on your screen right now. I would like to contest that. Are you saying that because the courts don't deliver the justice, therefore the police doesn't feel inspired enough to push for these cases?
The problem is there is no fear of law.
Yes, but why?
Why? Yes, it is not the police. There is enough police around patrolling, but there is still the public doesn't have full respect for law.
Is the police sensitive enough? I have, there was an incident where there was an additional SHO in a police station in the NCR region who says girls should be covered. They wear skirts, blouses, and don't cover them fully. Don't wear a dupatta. They display themselves. A kid will naturally be attracted to her.
There are so many to quote.
This is a regressive mindset.
Yeah, this is a regressive mind, but it is a common factor. It is an existing factor. This is the attitudes of people who actually commit such crimes.
No, but what is the police? What is the police doing? This is a passing the buck game, in my view. I'm sorry. There is no fear of the police. There is no fear of the police. Why is that?
There is less fear of the police.
There is no fear of the police.
No, there is less fear of the police, I would say.
There's a gang rape which happens in a moving bus between Palam Vihar and Mahipalpur and Saket
Delhi
Mall.
alone. It is not the gang rape of Delhi. There are, at least I can cite 5 or 6 gang rapes which have occurred in the last 2 months.
Mr. Gautam Kaul, will you not acknowledge right now that Delhi has the worst record? Is it not time? NCRB data says Delhi has 568 cases of rape, 218 in Mumbai in 2011. 2007 to 2011, Delhi suffered the ignominy of topping the chart, followed by Mumbai, Bhopal, Pune and Jaipur. It's the national capital. The city is not safe for women. You have a woman chief minister and you're passing the buck between the police and the chief minister, which is going on.
She passes around. We don't take up this issue with her. Our line of command is with the Home Ministry. And otherwise, we are ourselves responsible for maintenance of law and order.
I want to get it. I'll get in Khushbu and then I'll go across to our first caller. Across a distance of 31.4 kilometers, a woman is gang raped in a moving bus, stripped and with her friend thrown out.
That's to me.
Khushbu. Yes, Khushbu, this question is to you. Do you think, with these cases that come up in Delhi are finding resonance outside Delhi, that people want to see a little more pressure put on the government?
It's not about the government. I think it's the mind of the people who commit these crimes. I think we should keep political parties outside this. It's about the fundamental right of a woman in my country. It's about the democratic society we live in. It's about my safety. It's about me as a woman as to what kind of freedom I'm given. I need to walk in the middle of the road in the middle of the night, even if it's 2 a.m. in the morning, feeling absolutely safe. I do not want to walk in fear. I do not want to walk in the lanes, dark lanes with fear that somebody might be following me. I don't want to get into the bus with the fear that somebody might rape me or somebody might mishandle me or somebody might eve tease me. I want to live in a safe society. So if that has to belong, if that safety is guaranteed by the government, then they let them give it. It's guaranteed by the cops, let them give it. If it's about the Home Ministry, let them give it. And if it's about we taking care of self, then it's give us the law to take care of ourselves. I think in the last...
No, why can't we make an example of a case like this?
Absolutely,
What have we done to make an example of a case like this?
We need to bring an example to a case, and the example can be set in only if the culprits are caught and they are given a very, very severe punishment. Till you do not give them a severe punishment, till you do not...
Perverts?
No, till you don't set an example.
You know, Khushbu, I'm with you. I'm with you today. But my point is, why do perverts and sadists, in this case, I will deliberately, I want to say, share with our viewers what happened. It was over 90 minutes that the girl was not just gang raped, but also beaten repeatedly with an iron rod. This has caused irreparable damage to her abdomen. Her friend tried to save her but was also attacked before both of them were thrown out of the moving bus. This girl is battling for her life, undergoing multiple surgeries. If this is Sheila Dikshit's Delhi, then Sheila Dikshit needs to give a more firm answer to the people of Delhi.
Everybody
Kiran
needs to give an answer.
Enough is enough, isn't it? I mean, we can go on talking about this, we can go on discussing this in television studios.
Every person needs to give an answer.
But it's also Sheila Dikshit. It's also Sheila Dikshit. You can't be Chief Minister and say...
Everybody is responsible.
Kiran Bedi.
Arnab.
Kiran Bedi.
Arnab, the Chief Minister can do two things. I know Mr. Kaul is right. The Delhi police does not report to the Chief Minister. It reports to the Lieutenant Governor, through the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi and the Home Minister. But the point is, the CM can do two things right away. Right away from tomorrow itself. She can do. One is ensure that there is no bus without a camera, no bus license which transports people like this without a camera. Let technology be a part of the license of every bus, number one. That will deter crime and that will detect crime. Detect for the gangsters and deter for those people who would be afraid, number one. Number two, she has thousands of men and women in civil defense. Thousands of men and youngsters in civil defense. What is the civil defense doing? Where is our civil defense? These are all citizens. They're trained by the Civil Defense Department. Why are they not deployed? Why can't they be looking at bus security? Well, they could be deployed. They could be deployed alongside the police. When we train such a man, she's got a whole department of Home Guards and Civil Defense. And Civil Defense reports to the Delhi...
I'm saying tonight, I'm taking a caller, Kiran Bedi, fantastic. I'm saying here tonight, everywhere to anyone across Delhi and even outside Delhi, if you know anyone who has ever been an eve teaser, who has been a molester, who has not been caught, and this is the time to take that person, even if it is well known to you, even if the person is your friend, if the time has come to name and shame, and the time has come to take these people to the police, and let's put the pressure on the police.